Hey everyone, Thyworm here in 2019 with some thoughts about a game from 2012, Torchlight 2, because I like to make relevant contemporary content. Torchlight 2 is the sequel to Torchlight. It's developed by Runic Games, which got shut down a few years ago, back in 2017. I played the original Torchlight game back in the day and really loved everything about it. So I recently bought Torchlight 2 and I wanted to take you along on some of my adventures. My new adventure started by picking a class. While I normally pick a melee character with a sword and shield, I chose differently here. The Outlander really appealed to me with a few magic spells, dual wielding guns and some abilities to cause ranged mayhem. Then pet selection. Obviously I pick an alpaca. Alpaca are native animals in Peru, but since mankind has discovered their absolute cuteness, they have taken over the world by storm. Two friends of mine who have a farmhouse even have two alpacas of their own, just for fun. Not only has the alpaca conquered the real world, apparently also Runic Games saw its appeal and put it into the game. Great choice. My trusty alpaca follows me everywhere. Right off the bat, this duo feels good. It doesn't take me long to pick up another gun and start dual wielding, killing enemies from afar. I'm also experimenting with the skill tree and I'm going for what I think is a good mix between passive and active abilities. My idea at the start is to be able to spawn a bunch of minions while killing enemies, that hopefully keep them occupied so I can keep shooting. And should the shit hit the fan, I'm going back to my purple boomerang, which is my active skill. And this strategy works out quite well, it seems. I have no real issues killing monsters, there's a decent amount of darklings spawning and my overall DPS and survivability seems good. Then I equip a shotgun and Torchlight 2 suddenly feels like a completely different game. The shotgun is an absolute monster from up close. Not only is the damage pretty insane, also the sound effects are spectacular. The gore is great, the ragdoll physics are amazing, it just feels really good to blow people's heads off. While I'm getting the hang of the game and the skill tree, I'm doing quests. I usually don't read quests an awful lot in action RPGs, and here it seems the main quest has me rescuing some spirits. It's fine, I'll do it. What's noticeable is the art design. Everything has this cartoony look that Torchlight 1 also had, and it works really well. The colors are vibrant and working with colors in games like these can really increase the game's enjoyment, weird as that may sound. It's just great to look at this and it prevents you from getting bored. The last Epoch, for example, really lacks cool art design, which results in a rather bland game visually. I'm starting to figure out as well that my alpaca can do all kinds of things. I can go fishing and feed my pet the fish that I catch, to turn it into a specific monster for a certain amount of time. My alpaca can be a spider, or a warsnout, or any creature really. And all those creatures have their strengths and weaknesses. Your pet can also learn spells, which he can then use in combat. At some point, my alpaca was summoning 3 infected zombies all the time that exploded on impact with enemies. Quite hilarious, actually. Also, my alpaca can go back to town and sell all my junk. Even though the game does have town portals, you hardly ever need them. And that flow just feels so good. This whole game is designed to keep you playing, to let you be part of the action. You're not spending hours in inventory screened or spend tons of time selling or thinking about strategies. No, you're just killing and looting, equip what's cool and have your alpaca sell the rest. You can even give your pet a shopping list with items to get from town, like potions. Really cool design. Let's talk for a little bit about the world. The majority of action RPGs have randomly generated worlds, but Torchlight 2 chose not to do that. Instead, the world is just a world, you quit and you continue and you are exactly in the same place you left. This has its advantages, because you're more incentivized to start exploring the world, knowing that it's finite. Furthermore, the game really encourages you to do this as well. To get to every little corner of the map because there's treasure and quests hidden all over the place. And for the completionists out there, it's possible to clear the entire map because as far as I know there's no respawning of enemies. After roughly 10 hours, I'm getting a little bit bored with my skills and decide to try out something new. A full respec doesn't seem to be available, but the last 3 points are refundable. I might be wrong here, let me know in the comments. So I made a few changes in the rather deep skill trees and I went for a build that focuses more on direct damage, using a sort of explosive shot. There's still a bunch of minions spawning from all those corpses, but my ranged attacks are doing a ton of AoE damage now. At the same time, what's impressive is that the game after 12 hours is still as challenging as it was right at the start. The balancing so far has been done extremely well, with bosses always feeling like a challenge, and killing some of them is a true achievement. You usually also get a Steam achievement for these kills, so that makes a lot of sense, I suppose. Last but not least, the longevity of this game is yet further increased by a bunch of mods available on the Steam Workshop. And even now, in May 2019, 7 years after the game's release, people are still submitting mods. I haven't tried out any of them yet because the vanilla experience is super enjoyable, but in the future I might. I haven't finished the game yet, I'm about 12 hours in now, but these were just some thoughts and first impressions. There's not many bad things I can say about this game, if anything, to be honest. It's worth its retail price for sure, 20 bucks, and if you haven't played this game as an action RPG fan, go and pick it up, you won't regret it. Also interesting to mention is the upcoming Torchlight Frontiers, which is a Torchlight MMORPG. Curious to see how that's going to turn out. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more action RPG content. You can find me on Twitter as well at Thyworm. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Bye bye.